There are places on Earth where the walls don't just hold criminals, they crush the human spirit. Places where time stops and nightmares begin. Welcome to the darkest corners of the world. Welcome to the worst prisons on Earth. Number 1. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. In the cold, desolate expanse near the Kazakh border stands a fortress of unforgiving stone. Black Dolphin Prison. Its name may sound poetic, but its reality is anything but. Built to cage the worst of the worst serial killers, cannibals, and terrorists of the worst kind. Black Dolphin is where Russia buries its demons alive. Prisoners are blindfolded upon arrival, forced to shuffle bent over at the waist, with their heads below their hearts, a tactic to disorient them permanently. They never see the layout of the facility, never know what's beyond the next wall. In Black Dolphin, cells are sealed behind 3 steel doors. Windows are high and narrow, and sunlight is a stranger. Inmates are watched 24/7, even while using the toilet. They are woken every hour during the night, ensuring sleep is broken, fragmented, and torturous. There is no human warmth there. No phone calls. No family visits. Only silence, echoing screams, and the slow erosion of sanity. In Black Dolphin, you are not just imprisoned, you are erased. Number 2. La Sabaneta, Venezuela. La Sabaneta isn't a prison, it's a war zone sealed in concrete. Located in Maracaibo, Venezuela, it was once among the most chaotic and violent penitentiaries in the Western Hemisphere. Built for just 700 inmates, it was packed with more than 3,700. And in this suffocating crush of bodies, chaos reigned. There weren't enough guards, many simply abandoned their posts, leaving the prison to the gangs inside. Inmates crafted weapons from anything they could find: pipes, broken glass, and razors melted into toothbrushes. Daily life in La Sabaneta was survival. Sanitation was non-existent. Water was scarce. Medical help was a fantasy. If you got sick, you will die. If you were weak, you were devoured figuratively and sometimes literally. Violence wasn't occasional, it was culture. Fights erupted over rice, over a mattress, over nothing at all. And when the power failed, as it often did, the screams in the darkness were unforgettable. La Sabaneta wasn't just a prison. It was a hell with walls. Number 3. Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. In post-genocide Rwanda, Gitarama became something more terrifying than any war zone, a cage too small for the ghosts it held. Designed for 400 inmates, and it soon housed over 6,000. A sea of bodies, standing rooms only. Prisoners slept standing shoulder to shoulder, leaning against each other to avoid collapsing. The ground was mud, wet, filthy, and filled with human waste. The air choked with rot, disease, and despair. Medical help was a rumor. Inmates often suffered from gangrene. Some were forced to amputate their own limbs just to survive. Food came once a day, if at all. In the worst times, they ate rats. Some ate the dead. In Gitarama, the difference between life and death blurred into a single, festering breath. There was no space for violence, yet violence found its way in. Every inch was a threat. Every breath an act of defiance. This wasn't a prison by design. It was a graveyard with a heartbeat. Number 4. Camp 22, North Korea. Of all the prisons on Earth, none are more secretive or more horrifying than North Korea's Camp 22. Officially, it doesn't exist. Yet satellite imagery and survivor testimonies reveal its monstrous reality. Located near Horiong, Camp 22 holds an estimated 50,000 people, not just prisoners, but their children and grandchildren, punished for the crimes of their bloodline. Their innocence does not exist. Infants are born behind bars, live in hunger, and often die unseen. Families are separated and reassembled through forced labor. Executions are public and routine. Starvation is common. Some are locked in boxes too small to stand, too narrow to sit, and many simply disappear. There are stories of chemical weapons testing on inmates. Stories of entire families forced to dig their own graves. Camp 22 isn't a correctional facility. It's a death machine fueled by silence and fear. The outside world may turn away, but inside, the screams never stop. Number 5. Bang Kwang Central Prison, Thailand. Just outside Bangkok lies Bang Kwang, a maximum security prison so feared, it's nicknamed the Bangkok Hilton. But there's no comfort there. Known for housing Thailand's most dangerous criminals and foreign drug traffickers, Bang Kwang offers a welcome of iron shackles locked onto every prisoner's legs for months, sometimes years. The cells in Bang Kwang are tiny, overcrowded, and blisteringly hot. Sanitation is poor, and meals consist of foul rice soup, with occasional scraps of meat. Prisoners often rely on relatives or charity to avoid starvation. For those on death row, the horror is even more intense. They are notified of their execution just 2 hours before it happens. No last meal. No goodbye. Just a walk down a hallway to oblivion. Bang Kwang doesn't need torture chambers. Time itself does the work. Number 6. Diyarbakir Prison, Turkey. Diyarbakir, in southeastern Turkey, became infamous during the 1980s as a monument to state brutality. After the 1980 military coup, the prison filled with political dissidents, activists, and children as young as 12. Torture was methodical. Beatings, electrocution, forced oaths of loyalty screamed at children while being whipped. Silence was a punishable offense. Prisoners were often forced to beat each other to survive. The psychological damage was unmeasurable. Many took their own lives. Others emerged broken their spirits, dismembered long before their bodies were free. Even decades later, survivors carry the scars of Diyarbakir, not just on their skin, but in their nightmares. Number 7. ADX Florence, United States. In the Colorado wilderness, hidden among the mountains, sits the most secure federal prison in America, ADX Florence. Its inmates include terrorists, drug lords, and the most violent offenders, men deemed too dangerous even for other prisons. Each cell is a soundproofed concrete tomb. 23 hours a day in solitary. No contact. No voices. No touch. Meals are slid through small slots. Human interaction is reduced to seconds per week. Some inmates haven't seen sunlight in years. It's not the pain that breaks you. It's the absence of laughter, of love, of time. Inmates report hearing their own blood. Screams of men losing their minds echo through the concrete maze. ADX Florence doesn't kill its inmates. It buries them alive, 1 hour at a time. Number 8. Evin Prison, Iran. Tucked inside northern Tehran, surrounded by trees and concrete walls, Evin Prison has another name, Evin University, because it cages Iran's brightest minds. Writers, journalists, and activists, all locked away for thoughts the regime feared. Inside, interrogations are brutal. Beatings, forced confessions, and solitary confinement for months, sometimes years. Some prisoners are denied medical care. Others are subjected to psychological torture, including fake executions and threats against their families. For women, the horror multiplies. Reports of sexual violence are whispered through the walls. Many enter Evin full of ideals. They leave it haunted or not at all. This isn't just a prison. It's the regime's most effective weapon against truth. Number 9. Petek Island Prison, Russia. Isolated in the frozen north, surrounded by the icy Volga River, sits Petek Island, Russia's prison of no return. Only the most dangerous prisoners are sent there: mass murderers, gang leaders, executioners of countless lives. Cells are small and frigid, lit by one dim bulb. Inmates spend 22.5 hours per day in their cell. When allowed out, they walk alone in a cage the size of a closet. No talking. No radio. No books. No visitors. There is no escape, not because of bars, but because time itself freezes. The only thing colder than the snow is the silence. Number 10. San Juan de Lurigancho, Peru. In Lima, Peru, stands one of the most overcrowded and dangerous prisons in the world, San Juan de Lurigancho. Built for 2,500, and it holds more than 11,000. Inmates live stacked on top of each other, in conditions so chaotic they have to make their own rules. There are no real guards. Gangs control the economy, charging rent, trading protection, selling drugs, and even running prostitution rings from inside. Inmates live like civilians, cooking, bartering, and gambling. But this illusion of freedom is a mask for terror. Violence erupts without warning. Weapons are everywhere, and death is random. In Lurigancho, there is no order. Only tension. Only fear. Only survival. These stories are not just about concrete and steel. They're about people, lost in the cracks of power, fear, and silence. If this documentary opened your eyes, don't stay quiet. Like this video, share it, and tell us in the comments which prison shocked you the most. And if you believe these stories deserve to be seen, subscribe now. Because the truth belongs to everyone.